Hello, Namaskar and Adab to all my friends from your friend, astrologer and guide Irfan, once more with you from your very own channel Astro Assurance. We have done videos until December for all the signs, and this is my analysis of all the 12 signs through the entire year of 2020, starting with Aries. And once I do the entire series starting from Aries until Pisces for the entire year of 2020, then I'm going to follow up with the videos and the analysis for each of the months from Aries until Pisces through the year every month. So I thought this is a good time for people to reflect when we are entering into the last few weeks of December, how the next year is going to fare for you. What I have done in the last two analysis for November and December is also to give you a snapshot of the 3 months, November, December and January, so that you are better prepared for these 3 months, and have not delved too much into the year 2020 as such, because I thought these 3 months itself is very power packed, with most of the stars traversing from the 7th, 8th and 9th signs from Libra, Scorpio and Sagittarius. So I thought let me bring up the year 2020 once we move into the last 2 to 3 weeks of December, so that you can catch up on what's happening through the entire year of 2019, and you're fresh to jump into 2020. So here I am with your analysis for the year 2020 with my cup of coffee, and to see how the year 2020 is going to fare for each of the signs. We are going to start off with Aries as the natural first sign of Kal Purush, followed by the others. Now, one of the things for Aries sign is that as we know that Aries is ruled by Mars, and Mars also rules the 8th house for Aries ascendant natives. And so this particular analysis is from the Vedic astrology point of view, which means this is for those individuals who in the horoscopes are Aries natives basis their Vedic astrology birth charts. However, you will find that this will also resonate very strongly with those people who are also Aries from a sun sign point of view, being born from March 20 and till April 20. However, you will also find that this will resonate very strongly with those people who have the Aries moon sign, which means you are moon in the Aries sign or in the first house in your horoscope if you are a Aries native. So it's going to resonate for all three, and you will find that these will also bear more or less appropriate results for you through the year 2020. Now, for Aries ascendant natives, according to Vedic astrology, in your horoscope you will find that you will start off the year with most of your planets, almost 6 of your planets in your 9th house in Sagittarius. Mars is going to be in its own sign, 8th house in Scorpio, and then you will have Ketu, Saturn, Sun, Mercury, all these planets and Jupiter in the 9th house, and Venus in the 10th house. And of course, Ketu being in the 9th house, Rahu is going to be in your 3rd house. That's how you're going to start off. However, by the end of January, you will have Saturn transiting into its own sign, into your 10th house of career. And because Saturn rules the 10th house and in Capricorn, its own sign, so this is going to be the start of a very stable period for all the Aries natives from a career point of view. Because firstly, Saturn is going to be very strong in the 10th house, because it's the natural ruler of the 10th house. Plus, it also rules Capricorn. So it's a double strength for Saturn. However, Saturn will gain its strength in the first few months, because Saturn moves very slowly. So by the time it gets into its 3rd, 4th, 5th degree, it will be a few months, and by the time it gains strength, we will be upon April, when you will find that Mars is going to move into your 10th house also in Capricorn. End of March is when Mars is going to transit into Capricorn, and Jupiter will also move into Capricorn for roughly 3 months, for April, May and June. So you will find that these 3 months are going to be extremely important from a career point of view. Why? Saturn is placed there in the 10th house and is gaining strength. However, Jupiter gets debilitated in Capricorn, and Jupiter is in the 10th house and in Capricorn and in the company of Saturn. So Jupiter is going to lose a lot of its strength in these 3 months till it retrogrades back into Sagittarius. So these 3 months are going to be very, very crucial for you, because Jupiter loses its strength, which means decisions which you will be making, any analysis, any money related or career related decision that you're going to make could go very, very wrong. So you need to be very, very careful what decisions you take. And why it is a crucial period is also because a lot of you who are salaried people, who are service oriented people, who have jobs, will find that a lot of you are going to go through appraisals in April, because the financial year starts from April until March. So a lot of companies will finish of the years in end of March, and you will move into appraisals. So entire April and few maybe 1 or 2 weeks of May is going to be appraisal time, and during this time your Jupiter will be the weakest. That means your wisdom, your ability to take right decisions, a wise decision will be the weakest. Plus Mars is going to move into Capricorn also. Now Mars acquires a lot of strength in Capricorn, but Mars itself is a very fiery planet, and with a less than wise you, because of debilitation oriented Jupiter and lot of energy, Martian energy in the 10th house, means you may overexert yourself at work, or you may take decisions in a hurry, or you may take strongly emotional decisions, or decisions even in anger, which could affect your career over the next 2 years plus. Why? Because Saturn is going to be placed in the sign in the 10th house for the next more than 2 years, 4 or 5 months, before Saturn moves ahead and then retrograde back in April 2022. So that's some other time. But because Saturn is going to be placed here for such a long time, any decisions that career oriented that you make in April or May will remain with you, or may haunt you or chase you or remain with you for over the next 2 years, 4 or 5 months, till Saturn moves ahead. So that's why it's important that you are very, very careful what career decision you take during these 3 months, are crucial months. And also the other challenge is going to be that while Mars is going to be moving into your 10th house, through most of the year Mars is going to remain in your outer world. From the 8th house to the 12th house is not your private life, it's not your personal life. That this is your life outside of your home. This is the societal life. 9th house is the house of education, higher education, which you do in universities, spirituality, which is outside home, in temples or organizations which are more spiritual oriented, or long distance travel, even travel to foreign lands. Then 10th house is the house of career, 11th house is the house of friends, or external society, or external network, or extended circle. And then the 12th house is the house of moving away from home in solitude, or being alone, maybe in a foreign land. So because from the 8th house to the 12th house is a house of all external areas rather than your personal life. So through the year you will find that most of the focus is going to be outside of home rather than at home, and your career and your work related to career is going to be under focus. So most of your travels are going to be because of career, and maybe a few to some spiritual places, because the 9th house is strongly populated and is going to be active for most part of the year, till at least September when Ketu retrogrades into Scorpio. So 9th house is going to remain active. Also because Jupiter is going to get into Capricorn, then back again into Sagittarius in July. So that is also going to be under focus. So those journeys will be few in between. So most of your work related actions will be, or most of your actions will be work related. Your journeys will be work related. If you're going for higher education or PhDs, will also be around work related. So these will be under focus. So from April, May and June, any decision that you take around foreign travel, around long distance travel, or higher education, or sitting in competitive exam so that you can apply for higher education, or universities, or students applying or sitting for competitive exams so that you are getting into an MBA or in foreign universities or competitive exams to even to get ahead in your career for IAS or IPS and all, you will find tougher times during this time, whether to prepare or to sit for competitive exam or in travel. You will face hiccups or also obstacles. So be very, very careful what decisions you make. Be very well planned, plan in advance, take wise counsel for any long or big decision that you take or long-term decision that you take, especially related to education, especially related to long distance or travel, which is work related, and also around relations. But those relations are going to be more at work rather than in your personal life. However, in the running around work, don't neglect your personal life also. So this is going to remain from April until June. Post June is when in July is when Jupiter is going to retrograde back into Sagittarius, and so those 2 to 3 months, where from July, August and September, Jupiter and Ketu will be alone in Sagittarius and all other planets would have moved away, while Saturn remains in your 10th house. So Saturn will be alone during that period, and that will be an important period for you from a career point of view. And whatever decision that you take during these 2-3 months, starting of July, they will remain stable for you for the next 2 years. So be careful how you take your decisions. With Jupiter coming back into Sagittarius in July, travel will be in focus, higher learning will be in focus, long distance travel will be in focus. However, plan them very well, because Jupiter is placed with Ketu till September. So there may be obstacles, there may be challenges, or they may not bear fruit for you. So be careful what kind of decisions you make. This is also because Ketu also rules your 8th house of Scorpio. It co-rules Scorpio along with Mars and is placed in the 9th house with Jupiter. And it's going to remain in Sagittarius with Jupiter till September, which means Jupiter will either be in Capricorn starting of the year till April. It is going to remain in the 9th house with Ketu, and then will move into Capricorn in the 10th house for 3 months with Saturn. Again come back into Sagittarius in July, again placed with Ketu for another 2 to 3 months till September. That means Jupiter will be in duress for almost throughout the year. Either it will be with Saturn or it will be with Ketu. So you will have to be very, very careful of what decisions you take and whether you are taking wise decisions or not, or depend on wise counsel. Post September is the time when you will find that you are in a better state of luck. Why? Because now Saturn is placed in its own house in the Capricorn sign alone. Ketu will be moving into your 8th house in Scorpio and placed there alone. And Jupiter, for the first time through the year, will be placed alone in the 9th house in its own sign of Sagittarius. That's when all these 3 planets are going to be their own houses, own signs, and going to be very, very powerful. Ketu in the 8th house will be very powerful, placed in Scorpio. Jupiter will be very powerful in Sagittarius in its own sign and natural house also. And Saturn will be very powerful in the 10th house in its own sign and own natural house also. So you will find that better placements of these 3 planets will get better luck, better gains from you from September onwards. Now, however, this doesn't mean that nothing will happen throughout the year. All I'm trying to say is that you need to be more careful, and you need to take better decisions on thought through decisions till September. And some of your plans may not really work out well, especially between April and May, when you have appraisal period, or for business people when you will strike new deals, you'll go for a closure of the accounts and maybe getting money and a closure of or a starting of new agreements with new companies or new clients. So be careful of what contracts you get into in April and May, because of these placements of Jupiter, Saturn and retrograde, and with Ketu and back and forth, which will happen till September. So this is of the essence. And with Mars moving from your 8th house starting of the year until it moves into a Lagna in December, means most of your energy, most of your effort, most of your running around, most of your actions is going to be in the outside world. So either start of the year when it moves into Sagittarius in your 9th house from your 8th house, travel, spiritual journeys, higher learning, long distance travel, all this will be under focus. However, because Ketu is still there, you will find obstacles, you will find that all of them may not bear fruit. However, post July, when Jupiter retrogrades back and Mars is also placed alone, starting from your 11th house, is when Mars will also gain more strength till it moves into the Lagna in December. So, however, end of the year when Mars is into is traversing or transiting through your 12th house is where you need to be a little careful, because Mars not only rules your Lagna but also rules the 8th house and is placed in the 12th house, which is the house of waste and excess, and also solitude and hospitals and clinics. So you need to be a little careful there. Though Mars in Pisces is not a bad placement, however, it's still in the 12th house, and Mars loses a lot of its strength in the 12th house. So that's why you need to be careful end of the year at how you, what kind of decision that you take. Now, a few things on different areas of your life. On your health, because of Mars ruling your Lagna, and then also ruling your 8th house, and then being placed with Ketu first, and then placed with Jupiter in a debilitation sign in Capricorn, and then moving into the 11th house in Aquarius, and then 12th house. So you will find that start of the month for a few months, and then the last quarter of the year, you may find ups and downs in your health and also in your reputation. On the financial front, because Jupiter is also the planet of prosperity or also money, so be careful of what investments you make, where the money is coming from, because there may be a tendency that between April, May and June, what decision that you take affecting your career, your income may also be affected. So almost it's a certainty that something in your career will get affected between April and June. Either your role will be affected, your designation will be affected, the location of work will be affected, the people that you're working will be affected, the projects that you're working will be affected, your authority figures, your managers, the supervisors, there may be some changes there. What your role is going to be, maybe either change, promotion or demotion, or not demotion, but you may move into less relevant projects than the others. Or for some of you, where if your horoscopes have very strong planets, Jupiter, Saturn are very well placed, then you may also gain post April, May and June. July onwards you may also gain, and you may also find that some of you get promoted or you get a better role. However, these 3 months definitely some change will be brought about, a long-term change will be brought about because of Saturn placed in own sign for more than 2 years. So from a financial perspective and from a work and career perspective, that is going to happen. Jupiter being the Karaka of children and also placed with Saturn and Ketu, which means that some of the results related to children will be slow in coming by. You may also be not able to spend more time with your children, though children will occupy your mind, children will occupy your worries or your frustration or your challenges or your plans. However, you may not be able to give as much time as you prefer to do. Secondly, in relationships for women, because Jupiter is the Karaka of your husband, and Jupiter is going to be in duress from January till September. So your husbands, whatever sign they are, you will find that there will be some challenges at work, some frustrations at work, some obstacles at work, some movement at work. Nothing will remain stable. So they may need your support They may also need your congratulation in certain instances. However, they need your love and support and care at least till September, post which is going to be a better time for Aries natives. From a long distance perspective, if you are planning to go abroad, your plans may fructify more post September than before. There may be sudden changes in your travel plans, sudden changes in your education, sudden changes in your career post September, when you may find when Ketu moves into September, that's when the challenge will lie. For that particular period, the challenge will lie till that time. After that, sudden situation may come about, which may be more productive for you to go abroad and offer long distance travel, even for education or getting through competitive exams or getting ahead in career. That may also come by post September. On the social life front, you will find that your social life will be better almost throughout the year, especially with the 10th house being occupied. So you may find more socializing at work front. You will find more socializing outside with your extended family. Though you may not be able to socialize so much or spend too much private time at home, but you will definitely be able to spend more time of work-related engagements, work-related meetings, work-related socializing, maybe more than on a personal front. That may also happen. For those people who are financially very stable, stability may continue. But for people who are going through some ups and downs already, you will find that that roller coaster will continue. May continue till September, so that you need to be better prepared for these next 3-4 months, from at least till January till June. You need to be better prepared because of the movement of Saturn first into its own sign of Capricorn, and then Jupiter moving there, and then Mars, and then till September when Ketu moves into Scorpio. So those things will definitely be there. So now these are generic results for Aries natives based on how planets are placed in your horoscopes. Different results may play out for most of you, but to a large extent, this is what the situations is going to be. Some of you whose planetary placements are stronger, you will sail through much better than the others. For the others, you will find that you will the analysis that I've done will be closer to home. Okay, so friend, this is my analysis for the year 2020 for Aries natives. And if you're looking for a personal consultation from me, please reach out to me at the links given below. Please like this video, please share this video, and please press the bell icon so that you get to know when my new video is coming. And till we meet some other time, this is your friend, astrologer and guide Irfan, signing off. Ciao.